Hello, Sister Nicole, Dr. Nicole LaBeach. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm laughing in my spirit because we have been talking about this forever. We
Yeah.
always say that when we have these staff meetings of ours and when we come together and we're connecting,
Hello, Sister Nicole, Dr. Nicole LaBeach. Good
what's
morning.
happening?
Uh
What's
oh. You know what? I didn't unmute. I didn't mute us on live stream, but we muted now.
happening? I was like, what's happening? We always talk about some of our juiciest conversations
Yeah.
happen in our staff meetings
Yeah.
and how we should do lives. And we never have, like all of these years of these critical conversations, we never have. So I'm really excited that today we were having a critical conversation and that you said we should just go live right
It's 2026. We just gonna do the doggone thing.
now. Okay.
You know, it was it's such a pivotal and such a necessary conversation. We're talking about black women in leadership and just how hard it is, how difficult it is to be in leadership when people just don't want you. They want what you can bring, but they don't want you. It is like, and you can feel it. The energy is palpable.
Yeah. Yeah. The story that I shared with Crystal was, I went to Spelman and my first summer back in Orlando from school, I got a um, internship for what was called the Imhotep program. I want to say that was through Morehouse. A really well put together, amazing program to help young people get internships in epidemiology and all of this stuff. And um, I was so grateful to get that internship because the internship before that was at Martin Marietta in Orlando, Florida. And the day that I showed up for work, I was so dressed and excited and ready and young and all the things. And when I showed up, my supervisor said, "You were not what I was expecting." And the rest of the summer, I had that experience of you were not what I was expecting.
Mm.
Thing I offered to do, I mean, I was just as cute and as bright. I mean, a big old bright, shiny bulb. He wouldn't let me do anything. He wouldn't talk to me. He wouldn't sit in the room with me. Probably the entire summer, I was given 15 minutes of his time. And I didn't know that what I was doing was documenting, but I was. I was journaling my experience to just try to be okay. And he gave me a poor review. And my journaling spoke to the fact that the poor review was based on his hello of you were not what I was expecting versus my brilliance and what I could bring to the internship. And and that understanding of I don't want you
Hmm.
was so clear. And it was so interesting because fast forward and I got this Imhotep internship and they were able to reprogram this experience that I had. And I was able to do some amazing work at the CDC.
Mm.
I was able to show up in my brilliance. But that was so impactful because now we fast forward and we're talking about women in leadership. And what I said to Crystal was so many Black women are recognizing They want the golden eggs, but they don't want the goose
Mm,
lays the golden eggs. They want the eggs,
but
but
they
they
don't
don't
want
want
the
the goose
goose.
that lays the golden eggs. And how do we, as
Mm,
Black women, care for our confidence, our integrity, our values, our light,
mm,
our spirit, when what at times becomes the conversation is, I want the eggs, but I don't want you.
You know, sis, mm, that's such a big question because I feel like in this I'm about to go a little deep. I feel like in this whole colonization, westernization, um, you know, American system, and it's not just American. It's all over the world, right? What they've taught us is that we have to be perfect. We've got to exceed expectations. There's only room for one of us at the top, right? And they don't want that one, but they made room at that table because they had to, right? So don't expect to have anybody else that looks like you in the room, right? You've got to represent, and you represent everybody, not just yourself. So if you fail, everybody who looks like you has failed. And um, you have to be uh, alone in the conversation.
Mhm,
You are alone in the conversation. I remember as a leader, I felt like I was scrutinized on every single decision.
mhm,
I had to have my boss sign off, my male boss sign off on every decision I made, from the selection of an intern to $1 million decisions. I had to have that second set of eyes so that when the scrutiny came my way,
mhm,
I could say, well, he signed off as well. And that's a horrible feeling
It is.
when you're in a leadership position, right? Um, but the aloneness in that position is one of the things that's killing us.
Yeah.
It's killing us because we feel like we gotta be bulletproof.
Mhm,
Like everybody is against us. We gotta dot our I's, cross our T's. Um, and I think the relief, the strength is in coming together in community
mhm.
to release some of that pressure, to get what we really need, the affirmation that you got this. You are the golden goose.
You laid a
You none of that works without you.
right. And I think it's understanding that it has to be non-negotiable that you have community. Listen, the same way it is non-negotiable for most of us that you wake up and you brush your teeth, whether you want to or not, whether you think your breath might be bad that morning or not, that is a part of the whole of your daily experience. This conversation of community is extremely important because what I noticed changed, and I'm having this epiphany right now in this
Mm,
moment. At 18, I have this very impactful experience. I even remember his name. Now, I'm in my 50s now. Cute, but in my 50s. I even remember his name because it was so impactful.
mhm,
What changed the paradigm was when I went into another program that had community,
Mm.
that could say, that was last summer. It is not this summer. You are in a different experience. And God help them that they let all your talent come into that building
Mm-hmm.
and glean nothing from your talent. But
Mm-hmm.
here, we know that you are a goose that lays a golden egg. We gonna get all those eggs and we want to care for the goose.
Mm-hmm.
It was the community that helped to shift my understanding
Yeah.
of what was happening. We sometimes think that community is a luxury.
Mm.
So we put it on the back burner and we make everything else a priority. And then when we are isolated to the point of sickness, or isolated to the point of depression, or isolated to the point of what am I doing here? The money doesn't matter, the car doesn't matter, the house doesn't matter, nothing matters. I am tethering.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like, what do I do? And then somebody says, girl, you got to get in community with some other good women that can pour into you, hear you, see you, make sure that you're safe, all of that. Then we're going to it. But by then, the damage is real.
But I think it's a mind shift, sis. If you think about it, for me, I'm one generation from my mom picking cotton in Greenville, Alabama.
Absolutely.
One generation.
Right.
One,
Right.
right? Um, and when we think about all that we have lost as a people, as black women in uh, our community, and in the things that worked for us, right? Us coming together in community to support each other. We lost that in this systemic dysfunction of capitalism, in the systemic dysfunction of the pursuit of success and happiness and the things like you said, you can't you can't achieve happy, right? You can't achieve happy. And so, in the pursuit of all that, getting all the degrees, getting all the certifications, being perfect, working twice as hard to get half, as we do all of that, a lot of times we lose the things that make us happy. We lose the things that make us successful, and we become isolated in this pursuit of growth. We become isolated in this pursuit of success. And then we wake up one day in our 40s, in our 50s, in our 60s, and are like, wait a minute, who am I? Who am I? And what am I doing? I appreciate all the things that I have, but I realize that what really makes me happy is not these things. And I feel like I'm being called for more and I need more. I just don't know how to get
Mhm.
what turns my light all the way up. What man, I can do these things. I can show up in the office. I am the golden goose. I'm gonna lay all the golden eggs, right? But what's feeding me? What is caring for me? Who am I? Other than the golden goose. Because I've learned to be the golden goose.
Mhm.
But who is the golden goose? Right? Who is the real person, the human behind the golden goose?
So you're bringing to my thought, when I was growing up, my mother had a beauty salon. And there was a group of women. I see them now. Most of them are gone. My mother is still here. Miss VJ, Dr. Gray, Miss Morris, Aunt June, she's still here. They would come to the shop to get their hair done on Saturday nights, 2 Saturday nights a month. And they would all come. Now, I am coming to this recognition now. They would all come to the shop on the same day.
Mm,
They were not friends outside of the shop when they started coming to the shop. They became friends.
mm,
And I would say, as a young person, why do they come here on a Saturday night and they be in here with my mom all night?
mm,
Like they're in here. Sometimes the shop doesn't close until 9 o'clock on a Saturday. Hated, right? The shop doesn't close until 9 o'clock. Miss BJ's still here. Miss Mars got that long hair. She's still here. I'm ready to go home. What I did not realize then was they created community.
mm,
All of them, Dr. Gray had her own office, as a physician. Miss Morris had a nursing home that she owned. Miss BJ owned a seamstress business. Aunt June was a collector. She now owns her own business, but at the time she was a bill collector. And there was my mom. And they would be fussing and doing all the things. And I'm like, everybody stop talking so we can go home. But now I recognize they realized that this community infusion is not once and only.
mm,
They had created opportunities, and this was one of them.
mm,
Coming to the shop, being in there late, hanging out with each other.
mm,
It was one of the ways that they were infused, and they would do things like ask for each other. Where Dr. Gray? And I'd be like,
That's the village, though, sis. That's the village, right? The village.
courage that affirmed them. They were having challenges, in their lives. Some of them had been experienced as the only.
Mm-hmm,
This is 30 something years ago.
mm-hmm,
And you talking about you own a facility,
mm-hmm,
right? Where you are paying a lease.
mm-hmm,
You're a physician, all these things. And they were like, we're going to get our community because it's survival and thriving, right?
mm,
I think where we are now as Black women, we are doing what we do, but we have got to move beyond the survival metric.
yeah.
I do it when I am tethering and I need survival. Instead, I do it because it is necessary for my thriving. Play, connection, community, these opportunities to be safe and seen, a
Mm-hmm,
team to help me,
mm-hmm,
not the team at your job.
mm-hmm,
And I'm not mad at the team at your job and the team that you lead,
mm-hmm.
but I'm speaking of who is your top five
Your safe space.
advisory.
Mm-hmm,
Who is that for you?
mm-hmm,
Not just a mate or your children,
mm-hmm,
but who are those people that are helping you in your spiritual journey, that are helping you be accountable to the eggs that you can lay,
mm-hmm,
that are seeing you beneath the
mm-hmm,
function of being productive?
mm-hmm,
If that is not in place, the shelf life of
mm-hmm.
thriving is distorted and diminished incredibly. It just is.
That's where coaching changed my life, sis.
Yeah.
Coaching changed my life in that aspect because I didn't get exposed to coaching in my leadership journey until I had already broken through the glass ceiling. So, getting to that point, I was just thriving and working hard and working 14 hours a day and putting in all of the extra, right? Going above and beyond. And when I was introduced to coaching, and I had a black woman coach, which was amazing. But I will say this too: The company did not provide her to me. I had to find her for myself.
Yeah.
I had to invest in her myself. And
Real talk.
one of the things she helped me to do was unpack some of those belief systems
Yeah.
that I had to work twice as hard for half, right? And help me to understand the power of community exposure, those things, my own personal brand. What I like the Golden Goose is a brand,
Yes,
right?
it is.
It is
Yes,
a brand.
yes, it is.
I literally I was attached to the brand of the corporation I worked for.
Yeah.
That's who I thought I was. And what she helped me to do was unpack and understand that as a golden goose in my industry of procurement, right? As a golden goose in my industry of being able to speak, being able to motivate other people, being able to inspire as a leader, all those things, I had my own brand as the golden goose, right? It really started to unlock some things for me that my personal community couldn't do for me. Because in most cases, when I evaluated who I was surrounded with, who I was supported by, who I was supporting, I was the one that was providing for everybody else around me.
Mhm.
And I didn't have the support system that would say to me, you are the golden goose and there's value in what you bring, and you don't have to be stuck in that golden cage. You're choosing to be in that golden cage, right? You have wings. You are an eagle. You can fly. And that coaching really helped me to start evaluating, and it opened doors for me to attract the community and
Yeah.
the village and people like yourself, right? Like you, that came into my life and that could see me, not just see the golden goose.
Yeah.
Because the golden goose can become a mask that binds you
Yeah.
and puts you in a golden cage. And what we know is that the manifestation of that bondage starts to show up in areas of your life, because energy that's not released becomes mass, right? So that bondage starts to show up in your health, it starts to show up in your marriage, it starts to show up in your relationship with your kids, it starts to show up in your relationship with your family, right? And I was experiencing those things.
Yeah.
I was experiencing a lot of those things because I was bound.
Right.
I
Right.
was carrying the burden of everything happening at work, right?
Mhm.
Nobody should be in a position where they can't fail. Nobody, do you know how heavy that is?
Well,
That is such a heavy, and the thing is, everybody doesn't carry that weight. I would look at some of my counterparts, I'm like, okay, this joker failing all the time and ain't nobody saying nothing about that.
mhm.
This, he getting promotion.
Mhm.
But if I don't dot a I, if I don't cross a T, the scrutiny is so heavy. I'm going to be here till midnight trying to pull together emails and documents and cover myself, cover my team. That weight, you don't realize how it's like a knot that forms right here. And you walk around with it. And we get so used to carrying it.
Mhm.
We get so used to, we are Hercules.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
get so used to carrying it. So when you're able to be in a safe space, when you're able to say the things that need to be said, release the things that need to be released,
Mhm.
and receive the things that we need as for basic human survival.
Yeah.
For we need affirmation. We need love. We need community. We need um support.
Mhm.
We need rest.
Mhm.
We are not created to work 60 to 80 hours a week. It's not sustainable. And then after you do all of that, then they laying off 30,000 black women in 1 month.
Mhm.
There, you feel like you're coming into work and there's snipers on the top of the building.
Mhm.
When you drive in, like there she go.
Mhm. And that's,
That's real.
that is us also being able to say, what do we accept as our highest and best?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, as many people that try to position powerlessness for
Mm-hmm.
us, we must first relinquish our power for that to be a true reality for us. We have the opportunity to be powerful over our vessel
Mm-hmm.
in how we see our worth, how we don't have to drink all the Kool-Aid,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to eat all the apples whole.
Right.
We don't have to ascribe to all the things. We don't have to objectify ourselves and say, my only worth is if I can lay a golden egg.
Mm-hmm.
We get the opportunity to say, as distorted as some of this is, as historic as some of this is, as challenging as oppression is, and all of the things,
Mm-hmm.
where is my grounding?
Mm-hmm.
Where are my feet planted?
Mm-hmm.
What is pouring into my vessel? What
Mm-hmm.
am I allowing to nurture the soil that I'm planted in?
Mm-hmm.
Who is who who, who do I allow to
Mm-hmm.
impact and affect what I believe I can and cannot do?
Yeah.
That part our foremothers died for.
Yeah.
Like they died for it.
And we've lost that, sis, in like 2 generations. Because like I said, I'm one generation from it. Like 2 generations, we've lost that.
Well, I am here to tell you, sis, I refuse,
Mm.
I refuse to be bound and
Hey.
incarcerated by a jail that I create for myself
Mm-hmm.
or one that is created by anybody else.
Amen.
I will be a free woman,
Yes.
free women and legacy.
Yes.
And to do that, my mind must first be opposed to the things
Mm.
that keep me in opposition to myself.
Mm.
I need community, and it's not just out for drinks.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I need accountability to self care,
Mm-hmm.
like real care,
Mm-hmm.
not incremental escapes.
And it's not something that we have to earn. Self care is not something we have to earn. They've somehow tricked us into believing that.
Either we have to earn it or we're deficient if we need it.
Yeah. And we have to schedule it. It has to be scheduled and earned.
It's just got to be a new day because here's the thing. I don't know if it was Francis Cress Welsing who said
Oh, I
he's
love her.
coming to save us. Like, seriously,
Nobody's coming to
y'all,
save us.
ain't nobody coming to save us, but
We are the solution we've been looking for.
we're it. And if we can lay golden eggs for folks,
We can make a whole big old beautiful omelet, can we?
so can.
And eat it.
Them some good deviled eggs,
ourselves.
y'all. Them some good heavenly eggs,
Some
y'all.
good egg salad,
Egg salad. Oh
deviled
yeah.
eggs.
Oh yeah. We can do all of that.
And guess what? And we can eat it too. We don't have to just make it for other people.
That's right. That's right. So if you are listening to this today, um,
Yeah. Like and subscribe. We
like
gotta
and
we got
subscribe,
to
like
like
and
and subscribe
subscribe.
and
Yeah, right.
share and
And
share.
share and share. This is true, but like, subscribe, and share. These are the conversations that we have in our masterminds,
Mm.
experiences we have on
Retreats.
our retreats. Why? Because we are the guarantee that we've been looking for and praying for.
Mm-hmm.
We are the solution that we've been coveting and wanting and working for. Many
Yes.
of us have been working 30 years for the solution
Mm-hmm.
without recognizing the solution is right here.
Yeah.
So now we will shift. We will care for our vessel.
Mm-hmm.
We will make sure that we see each other. We will make sure that we are safe with each other. We will create what is necessary for thriving beyond thinking that survival is the assignment.
Yeah.
Survival is not the assignment. Thriving is the assignment.
Yeah. And
So
that changes everything.
that changes
For legacy, it changes the whole conversation.
all the things. So
Uh,
listen, our staff meetings are 9:30 on Monday mornings. So the funny thing is, we were literally in staff meeting having this conversation, and from time to time, if we think it's yummy and you need to be a part of it, we'll just go live. Because right now we got to go back to our staff meeting and finish what we didn't.
yeah.
But this was so good that we
And
wanted.
and listen, comment. Let us know if you're feeling what we are dropping, right? If you're picking up what we're dropping, you're feeling it, or you wanna talk about some other things. Put it in the comments, and we'll be sure to have the conversations.
And drink your water.